The key turned in the lock with a click that seemed to echo too loudly in the stillness of the hallway. I stepped inside, the metallic taste of Subway still lingering on my tongue. My briefcase felt unusually heavy, packed with spreadsheets from the day and the faint residue of my boss's praise. "Honey, I'm home," I called, the same way I had every weekday for 8 years, expecting the familiar shuffle of her slippers across the kitchen tiles, the soft thud of the oven door, the comforting aroma of garlic and rosemary curling toward me like a promise. But the apartment was dim. The only light came from the living room lamp, spilling a bruised amber glow. She sat on the edge of the couch, knees pressed together, hands clasped so tightly her knuckles had turned the color of old parchment. When she looked up, her eyes were glassy, rimmed red as though she had been crying for hours and only just stopped. "Close the door," she whispered, her voice raw. I obeyed. The latch clicked shut behind me like a coffin lid. The air felt heavy, thick with unspoken tension. I set the briefcase down slowly, afraid a sudden movement might shatter the fragile thread, holding the room together. "Claire." My throat was dry. "What's wrong?" She swallowed audibly in the silence. "Sit down, Daniel. Please." I stayed standing. My pulse had already started hammering against my ribs. "Tell me?" Her lips parted and closed, a single tear slipping down her cheek. "I can't take it any more," she said, her voice trembling. "I have to confess." The room tilted. I gripped the back of the armchair to steady myself. Confess. The word hit like a stone dropped in still water, rippling out and drowning every ordinary evening we'd ever shared. I ran through the usual possibilities. Credit card debt, a secret smoking habit, the dent in the fender she claimed came from a grocery cart. None of them matched the tremor in her voice. "Confess what?" I managed. She pressed her palms to her thighs, anchoring herself. "I've been seeing someone." The words fell softly, almost politely, but they stole the air from my lungs. I made a sound somewhere between a laugh and a choke. "Seeing someone," I repeated, tasting the weight of it. She shook her head slowly, deliberately. "Dan, for 7 months. 7 months." I counted back in my mind. March, April, May. The night I surprised her with concert tickets in April. The weekend in May during the Chicago conference. The ordinary Tuesday mornings when I kissed her forehead and left her under the duvet. 7 months of my life rewritten in a single breath. I sank into the armchair at last, knees buckling against the leather. "Who?" She hesitated, then spoke the name like a plea for mercy. "Mark, from accounting." Mark. I knew him. Tall, easy smile, the type who remembered birthdays and brought donuts on Fridays. I'd shake his hand at the Christmas party, clapped him on the shoulder, told Claire he seemed decent. Decent? The word curdled. "How?" My voice cracked. "Where?" Her gaze fell to the carpet. It started with late nights, finishing the quarterly reports. You were buried in deadlines. We grabbed coffee after everyone left, talked about numbers, then about everything else. One night, the office was empty, and he kissed me by the copier, and I... She stopped, shoulders hitching. I kissed him back. I closed my eyes, seeing it anyway. The hum of the fluorescent lights, scattered paper clips, the way her hair fell across her cheek. I wanted to unsee it, to rip it from memory like a tumor. "Hotel rooms," she whispered. His apartment when his roommate was away. Once in our car in the parking garage at work. Our car. The dent in the fender suddenly made a different kind of sense. I pressed my palms into my eyes until sparks bloomed. "Do you love him?" Silence stretched cruel and elastic. Finally, she spoke so softly I had to lean forward. "I don't know. I think I love how he makes me feel. Light, like I'm still 25. The world feels wide open. With you it's safe. And I've been choking on safe. The word I had always considered a gift. Steady job, mortgage, Tuesday pasta nights, now felt like a chain anchored me to the ocean floor. I opened my mouth to ask why she hadn't told me, but the question died. I already knew. I'd been treading water myself, too busy keeping us afloat to notice her slipping under. I stood, legs unsteady. I need air. She reached for me, fingers brushing my sleeve. Dan, please. I stepped back. The distance between us felt like a canyon. I just need a minute. I moved to the bedroom on autopilot, past the gallery of our wedding photos, her veil catching the wind, my grin wide enough to split my face. I shut the door and leaned against it, chest heaving. The room smelled of her lavender detergent and faint cedar from my aftershave. Our bed was unmade, sheets twisted as she always left them. I stared at the indentation where she had slept that morning and felt something inside fracture. Minutes bled into an hour. I sat on the edge of the mattress, elbows on knees, replaying every late meeting, every canceled date night, every time I dozed on the couch with the TV flickering. Had there been signs? A new perfume? A sudden obsession with spin class? I couldn't remember, or maybe I hadn't wanted to. A soft knock. Dan! Her voice was raw. Can I come in? I didn't answer. The door opened anyway. She stood framed in the hallway light, smaller than I'd ever seen her. I ended it, she said, this afternoon before you came home. I told him it was over. I laughed, a sound like breaking glass. That's supposed to fix this? She took a hesitant step inside. I couldn't let you find out from someone else. I couldn't keep lying with your ring on my finger. I looked at the band on her left hand, dull under the dim light. Take it off, I said. Her breath hitched. Slowly, she twisted the ring off, skin pale from years of pressure. She set it on the dresser next to my wallet and keys. The clink sounded obscene. What happens now? She asked. I don't know. I admitted. She nodded, tears falling again. I'll sleep on the couch or at my sister's. Whatever you need. I wanted to tell her to leave, to pack a bag and vanish. I wanted to pull her into my arms and pretend the last 7 months had been a nightmare. Both impulses warred inside me so fiercely I couldn't move. She lingered a moment longer, then turned. The door closed with a whisper. I lay back on the bed, fully clothed, staring at the ceiling fan turning lazily above. Somewhere in the living room, I heard her sobbing, thin and relentless like January rain. Hours later, when the city quieted, I walked to the doorway. She was curled on the couch under the throw blanket from our honeymoon in Santorini, shoulders shaking. Moonlight striped the floor silver. I stood for a long time, feeling 8 years press against my chest. Finally, I crossed the room and knelt beside her. She startled, eyes swollen. I didn't touch her. We're going to need a bigger confession than this, Claire. Tomorrow, all of it. Then we decide if there's anything left to save. She searched my face, terrified and hopeful at once. I didn't know which of us I was punishing more. But for the first time since walking through the door, the silence felt less like an ending and more like the brittle hush before a storm decides which way it will fall.